Last part of the mantra 7 in Mandukya Upanishad makes a mention upon the true self. And three attributes have been mentioned here: Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. The subject of this recording is why should one meditate upon self? Although this comes from the Vedantic wisdom, yet it is in true consonance with the needs of the modern mind, which has to combat day in, day out with lot many complexities of the life. Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. Shantam. It is Shantam. Shantam means something which is in absolute accordance to the will of the Creator. Anything, whatever. When it falls into the absolute accordance to the will of the Creator, Shanti. And that also finds a mention in the Shanti part. Shivam, the most blissful. What could be most blissful? Of course, yes, growth, growth, inner evolution. Nothing more can be blissful in comparison to evolution. When one evolves, that is the ultimate bliss. So that has been mentioned here as Shivam. Advaitam, you cannot compare it with anything other than that. Although Advait has different connotations in the Vedantic understanding, yet, but here we choose to retain this particular understanding of something which has no parallel, no equal. It is unique. Its unity is unique in its own self. You cannot compare it. It is such a source and needs to be known. Sah Vigyayam. It needs to be known. Now, what does these lines and this understanding have to do with the meditation upon the self? I have been conducting meditation for others for the last 32 years, different kinds of guided meditation. And one thing is for sure, in the past 32 years, there has not been even a single moment when I could claim, or anyone whosoever must have undergone the meditation with me, have ever claimed that they have experienced self realization. No, it has never happened, neither with me nor with those countless people by now. They've never claimed that. But yet, each one of them, whosoever joined this meditation, remains equally glued with the practices for the past decades, despite of the fact that the final emancipation, that final achievement, that moksha, no one has been able to ever cherish that. Why so? When you are inconclusive, when you're not achieving the ascertained objective, yet you remain glued to that, such a love with the failure and countless failures. Why so? Yes, that is the beatitude that now becomes the essence of this recording. When you go inward, whether as a guided meditation or with your own individual efforts, irrespective of that, when you go inward, what you gather is an inner stillness, an inner harmony, inner equanimity, an inner equipoise, which is no doubt unparalleled. You achieve a settled state of mind. You may not be able to understand and decipher why it is happening with me, yet, with this irresistible brain popping machine, the human brain, even that interlude of few seconds is enough to cast its spell upon you. And when you come out of it with a settled mind, there is a lot of harmony inside. And if By any chance, any subject of your life comes to your notices then for its probe, or you start introspecting your own self by way of your own perceptions or your response to different situations. With that kind of a stillness within, you behold, you award yourself, you offer yourself an unbiased introspection, unbiased analysis. No external source ever could equip you or empower you with that kind of an unbiased state. There is always a color when something comes as a form of suggestion from outside. What interest does the other person hold when they remark or they comment or they suggest me something like this? So there is always one or the other kind of a color that abstains you to undergo an unbiased introspection of your own perceptions, of your own responses. But when something comes deep from your own within, then there is no barrier. There is no veil which comes to embark upon your understanding as a hurdle. You, with all freedom, embrace that new understanding upon your own self. It's like a revelation to you before your own self about your own stand, about your own perceptory windows. Is that not beautiful? That gives you an opportunity every day, in the most settled state of mind, that is Shantam. An environment, an ecosystem which was propelled by the Creator. You somehow align with that by going inward. And as a matter of fact, what you gather as a result of your unbiased self introspection is Shivam, the blissful, Kalyana. You get an opportunity to evolve by your own unraveling the fact about your own inner holdings. And that is what it informs. My objective was to merely inform you about the importance of meditation upon self. Although the question certainly comes back with the result that is total blankness. When you go inward, asking yourself, who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? Are you able to get any answer? No. If you ask me the same question, my answer will be not for the last more than 45 years when I have been meditating in my own individual capacity, and not even in the last 32 when I have been making others undergo meditation by some or the other guided form. No, we have never been able to get the answer. But one thing is for sure, that every time we have interiorized, we have gone inside to find an answer. Those empty hands were far more better than both hands full, because the empty hands came out very clean, very neat, very pure, and with a sight which was unbiased, devoid of any color, and gave us an opportunity to see ourselves before ourselves, bare, which could transform our own understanding, our perceptions, our priorities, our decisions for not only that day, but for the days to come. It was like equipping oneself with a magnifying glass which is there inbuilt within us, could easily sight even the most perspicacious deficiency, which otherwise was very easily able to avoid our notices, evade our notices. So that is the beauty of meditation. Although I do not conduct live meditation on this particular channel, Jiva, but we have another channel in Hindi by the name Gita Online, where we go live every day morning at 3:58 a.m. The meditation there is in guided form and lasts for about 50 minutes. The purpose of the guided meditation is to enable one traverse within with the hand holding so that you do not wander. You are able to gather yourself, your own awareness without waste of any time and approximate towards that fourth dimension of awareness, which is mentioned here in this mantra as the fourth, Chaturtha Manyante, the waking state, the dream state, the dreamless state, and the beyond one. No name has been assigned over here, yet many people term it as Turiya Avastha. Maybe, I'm not sure about that, but I'm very much sure that that fourth state is the Atma, and it is also mentioned in the same mantra. So the approximation for that true self within gives you enough to remain deeply contented by the discipline that you shall give yourself by rising every day early morning and coming down for the meditation upon a channel on Hindi, Gita Online. Maybe in the near future, we work out something and we start a live meditation upon this channel as well. This comes to you under the series of Vedanta Echoes.